Live from the Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts. This is the YouTube channel vlog show in which video games, flash game show gameplays, along with sports and wrestling news are the norm. This is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, good times, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And now, here's the host of the show, the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, for that lovely intro. Well, hello there, everyone. You are watching yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. How's everyone going out there? A little update on the show. I have the month of November covered for Saturday Superstar Arcade. Got a couple of requests. One from Jerome Latimer on Romebeat 2 184. I'll be playing for the first Saturday of November, Shock Troopers. That will be the first game I'll play for the Saturday Superstar Arcade. Another request from Godfather Dom, a.k.a. Dominic Williams. It will be none other than Mortal Kombat 11, because I have that game and it will be played. But I was going to place, because that same week when I play Mortal Kombat 11, I will be getting the Atari 50th Anniversary Collection. I was kind of hoping I would play something on that from that, but that will have to wait. The next, you know what? I can do this. This is going to be a fun. This is going to be fun. I figured I have an idea. The 19th, I'll play something from the Atari 50th Anniversary Collection once it comes in. But the Thanksgiving weekend, Black Friday weekend, I will play something. I will play Mario Kart 64. And I'm going to have a double feature, two separate episodes of the Saturday Superstar Arcade edition of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. I'll play one game of Mario Kart 64 on the 19th, and then I will play on Sunday the 27th. I'll play another Saturday Superstar Arcade of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And just to let you know, I will be focusing on this show from here on. And any future drama videos will not be made. I will not address anything dramatic online anymore. All parties that were involved, I'm done, dealing with the whole thing, and I'm going to move on. And that's the most important thing. It's November. October is done. It's over. But however, we're going to talk about what happened last night on Monday Night Raw, the Halloween special Monday Night Raw, also the final Raw before Crown Jewel this coming Saturday. It will start off Bianca Belair going one-on-one with Nikki Cross, not Nikki ASH, Nikki Cross. Bianca Belair did defeat Nikki Cross in a non-title matchup, but Damage Control gets involved and attacks Bianca post-matchup, but then Asuka, returning from an injury along with Alexa Bliss, comes to help Belair. And then after the commercial break, Kathy Kelly interviewed those three ladies, Belair, Bliss, and Asuka. And then they were determined, Belair is determined to beat Bayley at Crown Jewel. And here's the huge moment right here. Alexa Bliss issued a challenge to the rest of Damage Control, and that will be Io Sky and Dakota Kai, for the Women's Tag Team Championship. And that will be Asuka and Alexa Bliss to challenge. Corey Graves and Kevin Peck, they were supposed to have a sit-down interview with Bobby Lashley in one part of the satellite and Brock Lesnar in the other. They were talking to Corey Graves and Kevin Patrick. We're sitting down, Bobby Lashley about to talk, but Brock Lesnar's there. Brock Lesnar was heading to the ring to address the Texas crowd. But Bobby Lashley shows up, and both men brawl to the point where Triple H says, get these two separated. Referees, of security officials, and the locker room showing up. But here's the notable thing. Two NXT superstars were there on Monday Night Raw. There'll be Von Wagner and Duke Hudson being part of that locker room to break up the brawl. Are they going to form a team? I don't know. A rare matchup between two heels. I don't feel comfortable using wrestling terminology when it comes to like heels, baby faces, kayfabe, and all that good stuff. But I'm always trying to make it, make the reports look real, so to speak. I always Seth freaking Rollins, the United States champion, in a non-title match against the Money in the Bank winner, Austin Theory. Rollins did end up defeating Austin Theory. And Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman arrived in Roman's SUV in Texas. And they were heading to the ring to address the Dallas, Texas crowd about his match against Logan Paul this Saturday for the Universal Championship. But The Miz, of all people, interrupts Roman Reigns. I'm going, why, Miz, would you do this? And The Miz admitted that he trained Logan Paul. He helped Logan Paul and everything else before Logan Paul and him fought at SummerSlam. And he's trying to, listen, I can help you out. I know all his strengths and weaknesses. But then, all of a sudden, Roman Reigns, Superman punches The Miz in the face, and then Roman Reigns says he will not be disrespected. This is his house, his camera, his show. And I'll tell you one thing right now. Roman Reigns came a long way 10 years ago. A little crazy, huh? I guess I have to admit, it's a real crazy. And then Kathy Kelly was interviewing The Miz at the training room. The Miz holding his jaw. And Miz is like in a cranky mood. Mustafa Ali came up. It's too bad our match can cancel it. He was pestering Miz and talking about Miz's tiny balls, and then that was it. Carl Anderson and Damian Priest once again went one-on-one. Carl Anderson did win the matchup, but then the Judgment Day and OC started to brawl, and then Rhea Ripley hit Luke Gallows in the nads again with a low blow. It seems like they have a Rhea problem. The question is, who is going to step up? There were rumors going around that Mia Yim was supposed to join forces with the OC at Crown Jewel to offset Rhea Ripley. We don't know if that's true. We'll take it as with a grain of salt, people, okay? We don't know who is going to exactly step up against Rhea Ripley, to tell you the truth. We'll find out come Crown Jewel. Also, another matchup, another thing has been announced that Bray Wyatt will be at Crown Jewel to address everybody. Looks like more mind games are going to be played because it probably addresses the Uncle Howdy situation. Let's see. MVP and Omos addresses Braun Strowman. This is a matchup I'm kind of curiously see how this is going to go. Omos and Braun Strowman. So this is going to be something else. Meanwhile, Bayley in Damage Control, we're talking to Nikki Cross as Nikki joined forces with them or something like that. I see War Games potential, that's for sure. And then JBL and Barry Coleman addresses the Dallas crowd. JBL just went all political on the Dallas, Texas crowd. I'm not going to get into what he's saying, but I'll tell you one thing right now. JBL really knows how to be a heel. He knows how to be a bad guy, that's for sure. And R-Truth, God bless R-Truth, man, this guy is hilarious. Between him and Sami Zayn, with Sami Zayn doing the Uzi part, I gotta see Sami Zayn and R-Truth interact. That'll be comedy gold at its finest. Sami Zayn and R-Truth. So R-Truth comes and interrupts Barry Corbin and JBL, and they hey, the Cowboy, you're an idiot, and it is Halloween, but then remember, this is Halloween, mind you. And then Truth and Corbin ended up brawling, but then Corbin knocks out R-Truth. Hopefully R-Truth can recover for tonight's matchup against Grayson Waller. Let me tell you, it's going to be a lot of fun. So, the Trick or Treat fight, remember this is a Halloween-themed episode of Monday Night Raw, as Matt Riddle went one-on-one with Otis. Matt Riddle had Elias in his corner, and Matt Riddle decides to honor Elias' brother Ezekiel. He was dressed as Ezekiel, which is, I think, was pretty funny. And Otis and Chad Gable, I was not having a good day already because I tweeted something, about JD from New York, saying that he must be angry that the Yankees got swept. Say, newsflash, Yankees suck, and I got roasted by a lot of people who knew JD from NY. He's a Braves fan, you idiot. Basically, I'm going, I better delete that tweet because that was a little dumb move on my part. So I'm like, king. I was like Leroy Jenkins, man, all of a sudden, man. It's like, never going to tweet that again. All right, thank you. I'm like, okay, thank you. Sometimes I can be a dummy. Dummy. I can be a dummy. Dummy, yeah. Oh, my goodness. I look at sometimes I look at some tweets. I was like, I shouldn't have tweeted that. Even my friend Alex Putnam said, swing and a miss. Yep. I said, yep, and an outside fastball I should have let go for a ball. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Deleting, moving on. I'm like, and my pal Romy's right, though. Sometimes I open up my mouth and get myself in trouble. It's like, shut up, Eric. Shut up, Eric. Shut up, Eric. Shut up, Eric. I don't know when to shut up, basically. Unfortunately, I had to get the gab and don't know when to wrap it up. It's a joke. It's a joke. All right. Moving on from that, Trick or Street fight, Matt Otis. Otis and Chad Gable, Alfred can be dressed up as the SNL version of Patrick Swayze and Chris Farley. I'm laughing my butt off, and I thought about it. Now Otis and Mandy Rose had a thing going on. So I wonder what would Mandy Rose think about what Otis was wearing? What would she think? Even though she's engaged to former WWE superstar Tino Sabatelli. So I wonder what Mandy Rose would think, Celebrating her 1 year anniversary and her on-screen boyfriend dressed as a Chippendale. I'm sure they're great friends in real life. Before I continue on, Carmella, the reason why we not seen her on TV, she had, I forget the name of the pregnancy that she went through, but it got to the point where, it ended up being a miscarriage. And, Carmella and Corey, my prayers and thoughts go with you guys. Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh, that's what they get because Corey cheated on his wife and everything else. Please do not do that. Just send them your well wishes. Please, people make mistakes sometimes, and we're all human beings. Sometimes, people do pay the price for their mistakes, and I can understand. But this is an emotional thing they're going. Carmella just went through and everything else. Please be respectful towards her and Corey Graves. Despite their on-screen personas and characters, they're probably a couple of good people. Who just, a lot of lives been complicated one way or the other. Sometimes things happen when you're on the road and everything else. So my heart goes out to Carmella and Corey. And it's really sad. I know what it's like because I have members of my family that went through this. And, female members of my family that went through this. I'm not going to, get into detail, but, just stay strong, Carmella and Corey. Corey Graves. Just stay strong. And you're in my thoughts and prayers, guys. All right? Because I'm sure they're good people. Corey Graves does an excellent job. Corey Graves, I look at him and he reminds me a lot of Jesse Ventura when he does the heel commentary thing. A little twinge of Heenan thrown in there. But he's got a lot of Jesse Ventura in him when he does color commentary. Very, very good, well done. And Carmella, she's it's all like a second generation superstar because her father used to be a preliminary wrestler in the WWE, and so that kind of counts as something, right? So hopefully we see Carmella back in the ring soon. And I know she'll recover from this physically and mentally, and I know it's tough. Sometimes a lot of people don't have that luxury to recover from it sometimes, and it affects them. It is a tough subject to talk about, and I'm sure for Carmella. So Carmella's got a good heart, and I'm sure things happen. I just pray that Carmella comes back stronger, and I'm sure she's going to recuperate from this. Anyways, Matt Riddle and Otis in a Trick or Street fight. Maybe anything goes in this matchup. Like I said, Otis was dressed as the Chippendales version for Saturday Night Live. Matt Riddle did win the matchup, by the way. And then followed by Mustafa Ali versus The Miz. And Dexter Lumis ended up getting at The Miz during the match. And The Miz and Mustafa Ali picked up on the distraction by Lumis. Ends up pinning The Miz for the win. So Mustafa Ali could be one step closer to a title shot, maybe the United States title. Seth Rollins could be next on Mustafa Ali's list. We'll find out for sure. Meanwhile, the WWE Investigates, which is, it's like a 60 minutes type thing. Well, I was like, oh boy, this ought to be fun. Johnny Gargano tells all what the secret was about The Miz, and The Miz possibly employed Dexter Lumis to attack him for his acting career and all that. And then when Miz refuses to pay him, that's where Dexter Lumis starts going off on the Miz. So, is it true, or is Johnny Gargano playing mind games with the Miz? Gargano and the Miz, about Ohio natives. That will be something to see, but we'll see what happens. All right. The women's tag team title was the main event. Damage Control, the team of Dakota Kai and Io Sky, to defend against Alexa Bliss and Asuka. And ladies and gentlemen, last night on Halloween 2022, we have new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. That would be none other than Alexa Bliss and Asuka, who have held the titles with different partners. Asuka held it with two partners, Charlotte and Kairi Sane. Alexa Bliss held it with Nikki Cross, a.k.a. Nikki ASH. You know, I think she was Nikki Cross. Yeah, Nikki Cross, So, and there have been releases by the WWE already. I think it's more of the NXT type of thing. Bodie Hayward was a shock name to be released. I thought, they worked well and gelled well with Chase U. And then Ru Fang and Erica Yen and Sloane Jacobs were also released by the company. So hopefully more names will be. I don't know. There will be no more names to be released by NXT, but we'll find out for sure. Well, that is it for the Halloween episode of Monday Night Raw. Like I said, this is official. This is November 1st. October is over. The worst month for me online is over and done. We're moving into November. Thanksgiving. You're talking about Survivor Series, War Games. This coming Saturday's Crown Jewel. I can't wait. And next week, in fact, a week from this Friday, the Atari 50th Anniversary Collection coming out. I pre-ordered mine for the Switch. Can't wait to get it. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Barrel of fun. All right, so that's all the time we have on the show. On the next episode, actually, this is episode 120. I gotta find out when. I believe this is 124, 125. Let me check. I forget. I sometimes usually forget about what episode number this is. I usually do my show and I try to focus because YouTube's changed a lot. If you, which I cannot believe, But hey, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, episode 125 of Eric Lima's Shenanigans of 1977. I'm up to 73 subscribers already. Thank you guys for your support of the channel. Appreciate you and hopefully continue to support. Until the next episode comes around, where I play some high rollers, $10,000 and $25,000 versions. You guys have a wonderful day. Until then, please, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A big beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Production, and in association with a sweet bumbling Bofa Raver Telepictures and Distribution. See you next episode, and have a very blessed day.